Brad Johnson here from johnson.audio, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Fletcher Munson Curve and what it can mean for your mixes and your recording. Now, the Fletcher Munson Curve was a study done by Bell Telecommunications back in the day by two dudes, last names Fletcher and Munson, and they wanted to find out if human hearing actually heard certain frequencies louder than others, just so they could cut down costs on making their telephones, intercom systems, you name it. And they did find out that actually the human hearing is most sensitive around 3.2 kilohertz. So that means if you were to play a 3.2 kilohertz, sine wave, which I'm actually going to show you here at say 80 dBu against a 500 hertz sine wave at 80 dBu, which is the same level, it's actually going to sound more quiet at 500 hertz than it will at 3.2 kilohertz. And the louder you make the program material, so the louder it goes, actually the flatter this will actually appear to the ear. So there's a few different things that you got to take into consideration when mixing, is that if you're mixing at very loud levels, you're actually not getting a really accurate representation of how the frequency curve is actually happening. So mixing at low levels actually gives you a better idea of if you have too much bass, or if you have too much high end, or if you don't have enough mids, because you should understand that you're hearing the frequency range a little bit differently. So if the bass seems a little low at low levels, that's probably right. If it feels a little loud at low levels, then you know it's too much. If you crank it up, you're going to get that flatter response, and you're not necessarily going to know what kind of moves you should make because you're hearing everything pretty flat. And so just keep that in mind. I'm going to go into the DAW, and we're going to play a sine wave. I'm going to sweep it. I want you to listen to it just so you can kind of understand just how you hear different frequencies. We've done this before with program material, meaning like an actual song, but I'm going to do it with just a sine wave because it's really easy to just kind of narrow it in and hear what's going on. And one thing I want you to pay attention to is that, first of all, you're going to feel like when I'm sweeping it, it's going to go from back to front to back, and also because it's a frequency and we're changing it, and frequency can represent height in a mix, it's going to feel like it's starting a little bit lower and it moves up through your head and up and out the top of your head. So it's going to kind of move up as well as forward and back. And so just kind of listen to where you hear those frequencies in your body. Again, this is going to be really a good exercise on a good set of monitors. I'm going to do it twice. I'm going to do it once low so you can feel the difference in the dynamics of going from quiet to loud. And then I'm going to turn it up loud so you can hear how it kind of flattens out and you get less of those dynamics. And so make sure that you don't have your stuff cranked, because when I go to the second one, it could get very ear piercing at some of those frequencies. So I'm just going to jump right into it. All right, I'm here in my Pro Tools session, and you'll see that I have a signal generator up, just makes a sine wave. And if I were to just undo it, you'll see that the meter never changes no matter where I am. And as I sweep it, I want you really just to pay attention to the back to front to back and the up and down motion of the frequency, and just notice that you're not hearing it really at the same level. And just kind of think about where you're hearing it, louder, quieter, you name it. It's going to be really obvious in the very lows and the very highs, and it gets a little bit less obvious in the mids. But it's there. And then I'm going to turn it up really loud. Just make sure that you adjust your monitors so you don't, just blow your ears off when I do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start sweeping. Starts to fall back more. Comes forward. Starts to fall back again. You can see we are about most sensitive right around here. And if I were to go ahead and skip, you definitely can hear that it doesn't sound like it's the same level, even though it is the same level. So just keep that in mind when you're mixing. This will help you when you're mixing at low levels to make the right EQ decisions, so you give the listener an actual natural, balanced sound and a balanced mix, because we all hear this way. This isn't just one person. This is how, the human ears operate. And so understand that's going to help you. But I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to make it really loud. And again, if you're listening already loud, turn it down a little bit. And just listen to how it's a lot flatter. You're not going to get as much dynamics, and it's going to feel a lot more in your face, and it's not really going to move a whole lot. So here we go. you can see that you lose that dynamic. And if you're listening at very loud levels, we like it because we're able to hear, the hype in the high end and the low end, and we're hearing that more flat frequency response. But if we're mixing at those levels, then we're going to make poor mix decisions. And when we actually bring it back down, it's going to be all out of whack. So just keep that in mind for when you're mixing. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. You can feel free to give me a thumbs down if you didn't. Leave me a comment below to say hello, or if you have any questions or you just want to reach out and say hello. I love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that little bell. It'll notify you every single time I upload a new video. To all my other subscribers, I appreciate your continued support. I am Brad Johnson at johnson.audio, where I just want to help you make awesome music. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.